We've been waiting well over 10 years for The Incredibles 2 to hit cinemas, but now that long, near-agonizing wait is almost over. For the fans in the US, it pretty much is, as the first reviews for the hotly anticipated follow-up are beginning to trickle in ahead of its release later this week. So, is Incredibles 2 worth the wait? In short, of course, it is. Although perhaps not in the way die-hard fans of the original may have hoped. Advertisement. Continue reading below. Related. Incredibles 2 will have a Toy Story 4 Easter egg before Toy Story 4 is even released, while pretty much everyone is in agreement that Incredibles 2 is one of the best Disney Pixar sequels out there, and even on a level with the very non-Disney The Dark Knight, it doesn't quite match up to the first film. But let's be honest, what could? Variety. Incredibles 2 offers a puckishly high-spirited but slightly strenuous replay of the original film's tale of a superhero family working to prove its relevance. Once again, the family's members are on the cusp between humdrum domesticity and saving the world bravura. Yet what was organic, and even obsessive, in the first outing, comes off as pat and elaborate formula here. The new movie, energized as it is, too often feels like warmed-over sloppy seconds, with a what do we do now riff that turns into an overly on-the-nose plot. Den of Geek. In such an environment, it's to wonder if Incredibles 2 can really stand out, and be as good as Pixar's first go at it. Luckily, such fears are quickly put to rest by Bird's charming, playful, and even subversive return to the daily lives of the Parr family, is an easygoing and sometimes overly familiar slouch toward retro superheroics. Yet unlike Pixar's last several bland sequels, and almost the entire whole of the superhero genre these days, Incredibles 2 has something to say. Is pretty darn super, indeed. Advertisement. Continue reading below. Hollywood Reporter. Boosted by central characters that remain vastly engaging and a deep supply of wit, Incredibles 2 certainly proves worth the wait, even if it hits the target but not the bullseye in quite the way the first one did. Vulture. Brad Bird's The Incredibles 2 is much like its predecessor, delightful as an animated feature but really delightful as a superhero picture. It's proof that someone, not anyone, mainly Bird, can make a Marvel-type movie that's fleet and shapely, with action sequences rich in style rather than tumult. IGN. After a 14-year hiatus, the heroic Parr family returns in a sequel that, in many ways, surpasses the outstanding original. Disney Pixar's Incredibles 2 excels in its ability to balance the important and emotional familial aspects of the story with the exciting superhero antics moviegoers have come to expect in the era of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Cinema Blend. Rather than being a disappointment, it is instead a shining example of how to do a follow-up properly, wonderfully advancing the fantastic established characters and world, playing with smart, modern themes, and featuring beautiful, engaging and fascinatingly consistent animation. We certainly had to wait a crazy long time for its arrival, but patience has proven to be absolutely worth it. CNET. After Infinity War, Deadpool and the other Caped Crusaders dominating the big screen, you might be experiencing superhero fatigue. Superpowered animation. Incredibles 2 isn't the cure, but it could be the refreshing palate cleanser we need. IndieWire. While it never quite reaches the delirious highs of The Incredibles, Incredibles 2 is a worthwhile sequel that never loses sight of why we fell in love with these superheroes in the first place. Forbes. So, it is to my pleasant surprise, nay overjoyed shock, to report that Incredibles 2 is both a dynamite action comedy and different enough from both its predecessor and the last 13 years of superhero flicks to stand apart from the crowd. It is a funny, thoughtful, and thrilling adventure that artistically justifies itself without invalidating what came before. It may be the best superhero sequel since The Dark Knight. Incredibles 2 is out in the UK on Friday, July 13th. And a little earlier in the US on June 15th. Want up-to-the-minute entertainment news and features? Just hit like on our Digital Spy Facebook page and follow on our Digital Spy Twitter account and you're all set.